Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a video today, an exclusive video with the Ferrari P80C. This is the only Ferrari special project car that is based on a race car chassis. We're here at the 2019 Goodwood Festival of Speed, and I'm about to experience a run up the famous Hillclimb on board this. The driver will be Sam Bird, Ferrari Competizione driver and Formula E Championship racer as well. But this, at this moment, has never had a dynamic public debut. This is an exclusive ahead of even the owner going in the car. He's invited me to jump on board for a ride, and I think we're about to hear it starting up as well. These cars, huge works. It's been about 5 years of development to create the P80C, to have it built, to engineer it, to design it, to go through all of the testing based on the chassis of the 488 GT3, and it kicks into life there. 3.9 litre twin turbocharged V8 unrestricted GT3 specification. Let's have a look around the car, talk about some of the design elements before it is Hillclimb time to experience what this is like. It's pretty loud. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me. Of course, it is race car. It is being warmed up ahead of the run. I will take you around it all in detail, but that might be difficult while it's running. That engine, though, of course, running about 600 horsepower. This is actually in Attack spec, where you've got the rear wing and the 18-inch wheels with the big tyres. There is also a Concours spec, where the wing is removed and it's filled there, and it runs on 21-inch wheels as well. So it'll be seen like that later in the year. And there are a lot of design elements about this that I want to show you around and talk about. Just come around towards the front. Of course, it's a little bit loud to be able to hear me in detail, but this is an entirely one-off built car. The customer working with Ferrari for literally 5 or 6 years to create it. It's been wind tunnel tested, it's been engineered, it's been completely through the Special Projects program, the 36th Special Project vehicle that they've created. You can see the way the airflow is managed, you can see the way you have those almost nostril-like pieces there with the lights in them but coming up over the car. You've got all these louvers which are reminiscent of older Ferraris, the likes of the 330, the 3.4, again with the rear deck. And look how open it is there through the back. Like I say, I'm not sure how much of this you guys can actually hear, but we're going to be taking a look at this in a lot more detail before it's time to go up the Hillclimb. But for now, just take it in, feast your eyes on it. This is one incredibly good-looking race car. I don't think there's any dispute about that, especially just taking the colours. It's all been redesigned around here. And inside, just so you can see, full race spec. I'm going to be sitting in here in a moment. Wow, absolute wow. And even, by the way, look at this. This carbon piece on the Lexan windows, that's actually part of the structure by having this lower roof line. The ATC embossed in the carbon door card. It's going to be quite fun climbing into that narrow gap. Wow. The car has been shut off now, so I can show you a little bit more around it. Of course, being a race car, you've got things like the towing hook, you've got the hydraulic jacks there to lift it up. It sits very low to the ground. I particularly love this design element. The floating cavallino, the prancing horse that you have at the back, beneath the top of the rear deck, and of course that lower of the spoiler. You have this spoiler, this upper spoiler with the gurney flap at the rear of it, and then they also have included this third spoiler. Now the reason for that is to have this lower deck look, to have that rear deck lid like the 330 P3, P4, and the more vertical rear side to it. Of course that creates turbulence back here. Back in those days, downforce and aerodynamics were slightly less of a thing, so having this actually smoothens that out, particularly going towards the rear. Because you've got your fuel caps, these whole areas massively redesigned, but the way that this design all integrates neatly. And one other thing you notice from here is the sculpture of the waistline of the car. It is incredibly tucked in around there, and I think if you could see it from above, you would spot just how narrow it gets between the wheels, and that was something the owner of the car wanted to create for the look of it. And down below you just see how much it goes back in, and of course you have that very wide carbon fibre side skirt with the almost fin going down there as well, and also the end plate around the front. Naturally, the scooter rear shield's painted onto the side of the car. Rosso Vera is the name of the colour, the red paintwork that's on this, and you have the Italian tricolore here, and I really like the design actually of that piece behind the front wheels. Of course, again, for the airflow that's coming around. And then on the inside, just to show you the driver's view, inside here, of course, we've got harnesses inside the blue buckets. The touches of the interior, by the way, the red and blue going with the rest, is all, again, Ferrari history and the way that's set up. This very much GT3 car. You can see the steering wheel with all of the hotkeys and controls, the toggles for adjusting settings and putting the car in the right map and that kind of thing, and then the display as well. So this is all very, very exciting to experience quite shortly. Clearly this is an incredibly special car that is, well, near on priceless, certainly many millions in terms of the cost to develop and create it. There's some specific tyres as well for the occasion by being part of a supercar paddock. And yes, I will point out we're alongside a Ferrari FXXK Evo. Cars have to run on, they can't run on slicks when they're in here. So we've got the FXXK Evo, the P80C, just quickly to show you, the SP3 JC, another special project, and then the new Monza SP2 as well, for the current crop of production series Ferraris. So this is an incredibly special lineup, and I'm rather excited to experience what this is going to be like in a moment. Sam's just here having briefings and things. We'll be hopping in with him in a moment to head on out and take this all in. It is time to take a step in. Cars are starting up. It's getting noisy. I'm going to be joining Sam. How you doing?
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Very good. I think this is going to be a game of contortionism to actually step in and climb through the roll cage. But we can do it. There we go. So, not really a car that's designed to have a passenger seat.
No, it's not, but it'll be good fun.
It will definitely be good fun. I'm going to have to do up my harnesses.
And you're going to have to hold my hat.
I will hold your hat indeed. Look after that safely. I need to grab my helmet so that I've got this as well for the occasion. And we will be heading out quite near the front, I think, of the paddock run after the FXXK Evo. But yeah, here we are. You've driven, well, nobody's driven this before, I think.
No, I mean, so this car has come over especially from Hong Kong. My understanding is I drive the 488 GTE in the WEC Championship. So this is basically everything that I know, with a very, very, very expensive bodywork on it.
So we have to be incredibly careful. But it is amazing to have the opportunity.
Not too careful, we'll still be pushing.
We'll still have fun.
We're still going to have fun.
Sounds good to me. So let me pull the door to. We don't have much. I guess we've got some vents, or at least you do. I don't.
Yeah, you're going to get very hot.
And we've got these are struts because of having a Lexan front window, because of the lower roof, and same for the door windows. So it's going to get a lot louder in here in a moment.
Yeah.
When it gets fired up. Yeah, it's already hot in here. Oh yeah? No joke, that's a lot louder. Nothing like that. Look on the race car, look at that view in the mirror though. Very, very cool. I'm gonna head around the paddock to get lined up. Wow, the sound is raw. Just to emphasize, by the way, this is the very first run this car has done. As we go past some of the McLarens as well, everything is here. The who's who of the supercar world. This P80C, or the P80C, has never moved at a public event before now. This is the first run behind the SP3 JC. But my word, is it hot in here already. Getting lined up. Oh, that's awkwardly enough. What are you making?
I'm hot.
It's going to be a hot run, isn't it?
Really hot already. Oh,
lovely day here. Definitely. Let's pop open the door, catch a breather for a moment. This is going to be amazing. It's lineup time. Easter 812. Wow. Portofino. In front of us, we have the SP3 JC. In front of that, the Monza SP2. Look at that thing. The new Icona series, the SP2. So cool. Sam's already helmeted up. I'm gonna have to do that in a second. Doors closed. It's nearly time.
Nearly time for ignition.
Which is pretty...
front is going. We'll wait a little bit because obviously this is a race car engine and we don't want it to overheat.
Yeah.
So wait a little bit. When he pulls forwards a bit more. Right.
So life we go. Time. Well, that's a signal of intent. Oh, the Ferrari line up. Everybody's floating up the rears. Okay then, up the line we go. This means it's time.
There we go.
Wow.
In first gear, now we can jump out for a little bit, I think.
Mega, have a little cool down.
Yeah.
It's very hot in here.
Yeah, exactly. Do you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Good stuff.
Raw experience. I mean, this thing, as the FXXK goes past, it's, I mean, it's a 101.
Yeah, it's bonkers. But it's a race car. I mean, you can feel the car moving on the blocks at the moment because we're on the wet tyre.
Yeah.
It would have been better if we were on slicks, so I could really feel the car underneath me. Because right now I wasn't sure whether we were having an oversteer or whether we were feeling a bit of, you know, the treads moving. But good experience.
Yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Let's jump out.
Get some cool air. Let's do it.
Well, that was an experience. Now look at all of the other cars rolling in. A few race cars, the new Ford GT Mark II, the Brabham BT62, surrounded by the Porsches, the Dallara Stradale as well. Goodness, just, that's really, really something. The Ferrari P80C sitting on the blocks now, of course, so it doesn't roll forwards as part of this Ferrari lineup. I mean, yeah, there are two of these actually. This is quite a fun special project. This is obviously based on road cars as opposed to being based on the race cars. But these, there are two. One is right-hand drive, one is left-hand drive. Different colours for the owner to use on different events, either here or over in Europe. The other one is red with grey. Then you've got the new SP2, Monza SP2. The SP1 is the single seat, which only has one rear buttress and then a flattened off passenger cabin. But this has over 800 horsepower, 6.5 litre naturally aspirated V12. I mean, that just must be such an absolute thrill to drive on a nice day. And then we've got the lineup of the modern Ferraris going down beyond that. But wow. What an experience, what an opportunity to ride in this. Just look at it. Look at that thing. Truly stunning. truly, truly stunning. This must be one of the prettiest looking race cars out there. The shape of the front, some people have mentioned akin to a Vulcan. The shape of the canopy, akin to a Ford GT, also with the buttresses. But those are because they're aerodynamic and styling cues that just work. And in this case, well, clearly you can tell, it works very, very, very well. Huge thanks to the owner of it. Huge, huge, huge thanks. We're going to head back down now with the car, of course, when all the others have arrived, to take this back down to base. But actually, this is one of the first opportunities we can really see the rear of it. Look at this, look at this. It's got the mesh also like the 330. It's cool as well. Look at the diffuser. Here's some squealing there from the AMG GTR. That's actually a really nice view. Love that. Absolutely love that. Engines are running. It's time to head back down. So we need to step back in here, which I'm going to have to do very delicately. Although I know from testing it, we're just going to miss the nose of the Speedster. Let me take a step inside here. I've got my helmet that I've got to deal with as well. We can do it. Just about squeeze through the roll cage. Pull the door closed. Get ready to get nice and hot again. No windows we can put down to wave at people though this time around. But yeah, ready to go back down the hill. Jumped out of the car, coming back in, just to see it myself on the move. Proper race car. That, by the way, with a V12 sounds epic. Listen to the noise of this, though. Quite an interesting sound that it actually makes. 3.9 twin turbo V8, very much race spec. And there we have it, parked back up. What an experience. Huge thanks to Sam for taking me out, driving me up the hill in the P80C. Of course, a huge thanks as well to the owner of this car for the opportunity, the exclusive opportunity to go for a ride, the first ride in such a special car. Like I said, it's been about 5 or 6 years in the works, planning, from originally working on the 488 GT3 prototype before the race car actually arrived, to the modern day where it is presented here, making its dynamic debut, making its public debut, full stop, here today at the Festival of Speed. It wasn't here for the first day, but today going up the hill in that fantastically good looking race car. A very, very special experience, and I hope you've enjoyed getting a feel for what that's been like today, for what this has been like to go up the Hillclimb and have a ride, and well, to look around it, to take in all the details. Even the wheels, by the way, are specifically made for the car. They wanted to have 5-spoke wheels. You can see how they're hollowed out for the air management and also for the weight, keeping them lightweight as well inside that. You the race style centres. You can hear the Apollo IE in the background, but then I think the engine deck just being opened, it's got the racing latches just on the rear deck, and then just all of the aggression of the aero. These pieces akin to GT3, and the badges, obviously the floating badges both front and rear. Just come around quickly to the front one to show you what we've got down here. The front badge as well is also floating up from that central spine in the bottom. But I think on that note, I need to grab my stuff out of the car and say farewell to it for now. What an experience. A big thanks again. Actually pop in the link to the Instagram page of the P80C as well down below if you'd like to go and find out more and see more pictures of this incredibly special thing. So thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, I appreciate your support an awful lot. That's it for this time though. I will see you again very soon. Cheers.